Hi, hello, welcome back to the Good Boy podcast. I'm your host, Harry Jack, boy of your dreams, boy of your nightmares. I actually played the podcast to my nan the other day when it came out, and she literally, I'm not joking you, this is truth. She said more like the latter. She said, boy of your nightmares, which I just think is a bit rude, nan. Um, but I still love you. But yeah, boy of your nightmares. I mean, come on, please. Anyway, welcome back to a new podcast episode. So much to dissect here. So much has happened. If you're watching on the video, you're going to see some like flappy bits on my headphones. These headphones are really old. They are falling apart. Literally, like, yep. You guys won't believe what happened to me, okay? I literally sat down, was about to film this episode, and the tea time alarm went off, and I was forced to make a cup of tea, and my flamingo mug here. The head did fall off it. I was drunk. It did have a flamingo head. I have it somewhere. I haven't put it back together, and I don't intend on putting it back together because I kind of like it without a head now. Does that make me an animal killer? No. No, it doesn't. Because it is a mug. But anyway, so I had to make a cup of tea. It was it was a really stressful time for me, and I don't know if you know about this, but there's this thing in the UK. It's all over TikTok at the moment. It's come out. Someone's kind of leaked this information to the American press, and has told them that we have this alarm in the UK, and when it goes off, you have to have a cup of tea, and if you don't, you're going to get fined. So it's honestly the most stressful thing. There's so much stress in my life. The tea time alarm is my number one stress. These headphones are my number two stress. My number three stress is, what am I cooking for dinner? That's a real stress, okay? Living alone and having to cook your own meals and being like, what am I going to cook for dinner? Stressful. I wish I could be the person that meal prepped. I wish I could. I just can't. It just doesn't work. I can't do it. I will never be that meal prep king. It's just not going to happen, unfortunately. I'm so sorry to all of those people that were hoping for that. But it didn't. It didn't happen. Yeah, sad times. I also was talking to my friend about adolescence. I know I'm going to bring this up one more time, okay? And I'm never bringing it up again. And she was saying to me that she agreed with everything I was saying. However, we were talking about whether there needed to be another episode or not. I stand on the firm belief that there doesn't need to be another episode. She wanted another episode just so that she could find out what happened to the boy. But I don't think that that was the point of the show. Yeah. Oh, my new question of the week, okay, because I've always got questions. If you had to identify as an emoji, what emoji would you identify as? Please leave it in the comments below this episode because I would love to know what emoji you would identify as. Personally, I identify as the peach emoji. I'm going to let you do what you want with that information. I feel like you all know why. But the peach emoji, I think the peach emoji is so cute. I think, it obviously has its purposes. And purposes that I use that emoji for to describe myself as a peach, as the peach, actually. Don't say I'm a peach, I say I am the peach. I feel like you have to kind of big yourself up these days and not chat. I also have a bit of a sniffly nose, so I'm so sorry if you hear me sniffle. I will try and keep it to a minimum. But it can't be helped. It's coming up to spring, or is it spring now? I think it's spring. Is it spring? Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be warmer, but it is a nice day outside. I'm just looking outside at the moment, and it's sunny. There's no sun on my garden, but there is on the shed, so that's exciting. Spring, almost my birthday, guys. I'm going to be turning 27. I'm going to just repeat that quite quietly because I don't want everyone to know that I'm 27 and I'm almost 30. But I'm almost 30. Almost 30. Also, probably already know that I'm 27 because I'm pretty sure last week I literally said that it's been 10 years since I've been at school. I'm just going to adjust my camera there. There we go. You guys can see me better now. Not if you're listening to me. If you're listening to me, then you can't, but there was another sniffle. Look, I'm so sorry. We're just going to have to cope with it for this entire episode, and hopefully next week I will be feeling better. I'm not ill. Can I just say that? I'm not ill. I just have a sniffly nose. feel like that's common for me. I constantly have it. Maybe I need to take a hay fever tablet. Anyway, wow, my phone is popping off right now. Who is messaging me while I'm filming an episode? Let's just out them, shall we? No, we're not going to out them. We're not going to out them. That is that. Anyway, this week's episode, let's get into it, okay? Before we do that, I do want to talk about Selena Gomez's new album, I Said I Love You First. Could not be me, first of all. Actually, probably would be me. I feel like I would say I love you first to someone. Did I? Yeah, I feel like I have been the one to say it first. Maybe I am Selena Gomez. Great album. Charlie XCX on it. I mean, she's not on it, but she worked on Bluest Flame. Bluest Flame, I think that's what it's called. And I keep seeing this thing on Twitter. Yeah, I'm calling it Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. About reheating nachos. Now, for such a long time, I genuinely thought people were just talking about reheating nachos. And I would be scrolling through Twitter and I'd be thinking, why is everyone talking about Lady Gaga reheating nachos? Why is that a thing? Why do we care that she's reheated some nachos? Didn't realise that it meant reheating nachos. I don't actually know what it fully means, but my understanding of the context is going back to something that you've previously done, doing it again in a different kind of way. So you're reheating nachos. Don't know why nachos though. That's a weird. Let's see actually. Reheating nachos. I'm gonna look that up, but I just think that's such a weird term. I'm probably gonna get now some random thing. No, it's now just telling me how to reheat nachos. Okay, I should have gone on Twitter, but Charlie XCX, Bluest Flame. That was really giving me the Number One Angel vibes. Is that the album I'm thinking of? Number One Angel Pop 2 kind of vibes. So good. Benny Blanco as well. Now, I have a stats app on my Spotify to tell me what I'm listening to the most, just so that I know. And Benny Blanco could potentially be my most streamed artist this year, which, is he an artist or is he a producer? Or I don't know. Because now I'm thinking about other songs that he's in. Like, he's in that Taki Taki song, isn't he? And it's like, Benny Blanco. So every time I'm streaming Selena's album, Selena is getting a stream from you. He's also getting a stream. How does that work? Because he's not actually on the song. Like, he doesn't sing. She's singing. Very intrigued into that. If anyone knows the answer to that, please let me know in the comments down below. I've asked so much already. I've already asked you what emoji you are. Now I've asked about whether Benny Blanco is a singer, which I'm pretty sure he's not, but we're getting into it. Today's topic, dating. I had to just put the microphone down because it is the most horrific thing in the world, dating. I hate it. I wouldn't say I'm a serial dater. I would say I'm more of a serial heartbreaker, myself breaking my own heart because I fall for people way too quickly and then they let me down type dater. I hate dating. It's awful, especially dating in 2025. Like, I was in a long-term relationship for 5 years. Yeah. So I never really dated, and I was with him from 19. So I didn't really experience dating. I mean, I went on a few dates before getting with him and being with him, but I didn't really experience that dating-esque feeling. I don't know if it's just a me thing. I think it's probably a whole universe. Am I Gen Z? I think so. I think it's a Gen Z thing. Dating is just awful. And dating apps. Ugh. I'm going to do a whole episode on dating apps. Specifically, I feel like I could do a whole episode on Grindr. And I probably could, and I probably will. So we won't really touch on Grindr. But dating apps in general are just a feeding frenzy, I like to kind of say. I think it's all about the looks these days, which, I mean, fine, fair enough. Everyone has a preference, I have a preference on the guys that I like to date. I have a type. And I think the world has become so focused on physical appearance that personality doesn't matter. So I think, for instance, I was watching Temptation Island. Love that show. Spoiler alert, why on earth did she stay with him? Not going to say their names because I don't want to spoil it for everyone. But it kind of, someone was saying on there that they don't go for looks, they go for personality. And I feel like when I hear that, and when I've been on dates with people and they've said, oh, I don't really have a type, I just kind of go for vibes and personality, I find that so strange because I just think, but how do you know if you are even interested in that person if they aren't someone that you would necessarily go for? Like, for instance, I would go on a date with someone because I found them physically attractive, and then there was kind of a connection or a chat that made them interesting, and I wanted to get to know them more on a personality level. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I do find dating very much a case of how do you look, whether you're fitting someone's. Everyone has their preference. I have my preference. You know, if you like me on a dating app, but you're not necessarily my preference, I'm probably not going to like you back. Sorry to say it, but that's just the way that is. But that doesn't mean that I don't know. I was going to say doesn't mean that I wouldn't want to get to know you, but if I'm saying no, I'm not interested in you anyway, and I'm basing that on looks or your bio. I mean, on Tinder, I base everything on looks. The first photo on Tinder, you need to catch my attention. And then I always feel like after that they lose me. So I never scroll too many photos in because I will get disappointed. That is a very true story. But I think with like Hinge, for instance, if I find you interesting to look at, I'll scroll through your profile and have a look at what you've got on there, and then maybe find you interesting, and your personality might kind of take over. But I think I am a person that goes more for physical appearance because I know what I like. I have a very specific type. So, oh my gosh. So many people messaging. Yeah, I go from physical appearance. I want to expose my type? I go for older guys. Typically. I yeah. I like someone that's mature. I want someone that is kind of knows who they are and knows what they want in life. And I've kind of found in my dating experiences that that's been guys that are older than me. That's not to say that guys my age or younger than me don't know what they want. I'm sure they do, but I've just not had that experience with them. So I've never kind of gone down that road with them. However, dating older guys comes with a whole load of baggage a lot of the time, sometimes. A lot of the time in my case. They're very direct sometimes and very confusing sometimes. So it's kind of a weird mashup of whether they're being direct or not. I don't know why we've now divulged into my type and my dating, but anyway. I think that leads me into being gay and dating, actually. I personally find it really hard. I am on dating apps and I go through phases of deleting them and then rehaving them again and then enjoying it and then hating it and going on some dates and then I delete the apps again and then I come back to it. It's like a vicious circle. I can never get out of it. I think dating apps are my vicious circle of life. But I think I personally want to find something more. I feel like dating is so superficial. That was the word I was looking for, superficial. Because when you're looking at people's faces all the time and you're, basing it on the way that they look, you're obviously going for superficial things. The way that someone looks now isn't the way they're going to look in 5 years, isn't the way they're going to look in 10 years, isn't the way they're going to look in a year, Their personality and who they are as a person is what makes them, and what makes you want to be with them. But dating is just so superficial. Everyone is out for themselves, obviously. And I feel like a lot of the time, especially with apps like Tinder, I find the worst for it. If I match with you, message me. Don't. I can't. If we match and you're the one that, maybe this isn't a thing, okay, but I think it's a thing. If we match and you're the one that's liked me and then we've matched, so I've previously liked you and now you've liked me and we've matched, you should message me first. I just think that's a thing. I don't think that's too much to ask for either. Like, message me first. Say, even if it's hi, how are you? The worst message to send anyone as a first message, but I send it so many times because unless I can think of something funny, I will just say, hi, how are you? What was I even talking about? Oh, I was talking about being gay. Oh, I didn't find that post, by the way. I did have a look on Facebook to try and find my coming out post. Still working on it. Will find it at some point and will get it back to you. Do not worry. But I do wonder sometimes, where can I find a man? Like, where, I mean, obviously I can know where I can find a man. I can walk down the street and probably see a man. Doesn't mean he's interested in me. But I could find a man. Oh, yeah, okay, I know what I wanted to talk about. Gay standards. Gay standards, I think, are the thing that really make dating as a gay guy difficult. I think you have this whole narrative of people who look a certain way, and great on them. They work really hard. I wish I could look the way they do. I go to the gym, but I just don't look that way. And I will probably never look that way. You know, I have a big forehead, 5 head actually. I'm not the stereotypical kind of sexy gay guy that you would think of. And I'm thinking of people that are like OnlyFans creators. Yeah, they are the goal and body aspiration that I would aspire to be, but I don't think I'll ever achieve it. And I think in gay society especially, that is the thing that people are looking for. If you look a certain way, you're going to attract people that look that way. If you are someone that's muscly and, you know, toned and fit, you're going to get most people messaging you. But if you're someone that is kind of not that, you're not going to get a lot of that unless you are someone's particular type, unless you look a certain way. There's so many categories and would you call it a category? I'm thinking things like twink and otter and bear and all of that. Are they categories? Tribes? I think they're what they're called. I don't know, but I think it's so weird that you are put into a category. It's literally like being back in school, and we can go back to school. We don't want to go back to school, though. So I just think it must be difficult being gay and dating in this time and age. I'm literally a gay man dating in this day and age. Why am I saying that? I know it's difficult. I know I struggle. I was actually talking to one of my housemates before recording this episode, and I said to her, I'm recording an episode about dating and dating in 2025. She has been in a relationship for a year, so she can't really comment on this year dating. I mean, we're only 3 months into it, but she has had experience of dating in the 21st century and dating specifically in the area that we live. And I was really curious to find out if it was kind of a similar experience that she had to the experience that I've had, with kind of the toxicity and the drama and the pick likers and pick collectors. That's what I was looking for. If you don't know what that means, it's someone that basically will match with you, talk with you for a while, and they'll do it just to try and get pictures of you, which is just weird. Like, you don't need that. But she was saying that she had very similar kind of ride to what my dating experience has been like. She was on Hinge, and she would say, you know, she'd have good experiences, and then she'd have low experiences, and then she'd have a really good experience, and then she'd delete the app, and then she'd come back to the app, and then it almost felt like a chore being on a dating app, which I think is the issue. I think it feels as though being on a dating app is a chore. I feel like I have to wake up. I have to go on Hinge, look who's liked me, go through and say yes or no to them, and go through and like a few people. Go and like the standouts if I have a rose. I'm not paying for a rose, by the way. We'll just use the free one. I think I have paid for a rose before, but that is not the point. But the experience is very similar. And I was curious because I thought as a girl, and I have friends that are girls, and they're on dating apps, and they show me their dating apps, and I see on Hinge specifically so many likes for them. They'll have hundreds and hundreds of likes from guys that have liked them. Maybe it is just the dating pool is bigger for if you are a heterosexual person compared to if you're a homosexual person. I also think it probably depends on your preferences, but it was interesting to hear that her experience is very similar to that of mine in the sense of those. It feels like a chore to be on it, and then it feels fun, and then it feels a chore again, and then it feels fun, and then you delete them. But she did find her boyfriend on there. So, there is hope for all of us. And anyone that is single, there is hope for you, I promise. That woman on my TikTok constantly says to me, and they get me. They get me every single time. Let me tell you that. They'll be like, save this video, comment, like. No, it's not even that. It's interact times 3 to claim. He's coming forward. He has feelings for you. And then I'll get the other ones, and they'll be like, there's no hashtags in this video. There's no text. If this has appeared on your For You page, this is meant for you. And I'm like, okay, but there's thousands of likes, so it wasn't clearly meant for me. It was meant for the algorithm to send to my way because the algorithm hates me on TikTok, specifically on TikTok. And they'll be telling me all these things like, your ex is coming back. Please, no. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. If my ex is coming back, stay away, please. Thank you so much. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Also, this t-shirt, okay, I feel like a straight man in this t-shirt. The way I just modelled this is the gayest thing I've ever done in my life. Saying I feel like a straight man in this t-shirt and then going like this. No, nope, no. Harry, pull yourself together, honestly. Pull yourself together. But back to dating. Interesting that she had an experience that was similar to mine. You know what I would find really interesting, actually? Let me see if I can get hold of my nan. I'm going to send her a message and just see if she is free before I call her. Are you free to call? We'll see what she says. If she is free, I will call her. But she is... Oh, my nan is my best friend, by the way. Absolutely love her. Sorry to other people that are listening to this podcast and think they're my best friend. They think that they are my best friend. You're not. My nan is. My nan will forever be my best friend. I tell her everything. I absolutely adore that woman. Adore her. And my granddad as well. But my nan is just my girl. She is just my girl. Love her. But I wonder what she would say about dating in this day and age and what dating was like when she was alive. She's not dead. When she was dating, what? What dating was like when she was alive. You've just texted her, Harry. What? She's just text back. Okay, let's get her on the phone. And we can ask her what she thinks about that. Hello, Nan. You are on the pod. I also just accidentally said I was going to ask you what dating was like when you were alive.
Why am I still alive?
Well, as far as I'm aware, you are.
Well, if not, I'm talking from the dead. I'm not sure.
I don't think... If you were talking from the dead, I don't think you'd want to talk to me. I think you'd have other people to go talk to.
Definitely.
So, Nan, I'm talking about dating, okay?
Yes.
Can you tell me what it was like dating in World War II? Because you were alive then, weren't you?
No, I wasn't, cheeky monkey.
But how did you... how did you meet Grandad?
At a dance on a Saturday night.
When you say dance...
Oh no, it was a Monday night.
On a Monday?
Yeah, on a Monday. My friend fancied his mate, so we were at a fun fair, and she saw them going to this dance, so we had to go home, get changed, go to the dance, and then I went out with his mate, which was Grandad.
Wow. Is this like a school dance or like a nightclub kind of dance?
A school dance?
And I don't know how old you were here.
I am 10.
Well, in Greece, they're not, you know what I mean, like a school disco. In Greece.
No, it was a dance that they had every Monday at the local civic hall.
Oh, and how old were you?
How old was I? 17.
Oh. Did your friend get with his friend?
Yeah.
Are they still together?
No,
Oh.
because one's dead and she married someone else.
Oh, gosh. So... I can't. Okay, well, unfortunately. But at least she found love again.
Yeah, definitely.
Did she go to another dance to find him?
I don't know.
Do they still do these dances at the civic halls? Is that even still a thing?
No, they don't. We ain't even got a civic hall here anymore.
I don't know.
It's after now. If they dance around the restaurant on Monday night.
You could go dancing around Asda on a Monday night if you wanted. I'm sure Asda would be happy to do that.
So am I. Oh dear.
Okay. What? But before you went to this dance and met Grandad, what was dating like for you? How did you meet men?
Men? Oh, I picked them up anywhere I could find them. You know, they'll probably get arrested next week now. Anyway, you just met them, I don't know, milk bar, which was
A milk bar?
Yeah, well, we used to sell milkshakes and that. We weren't on the booze in them. Well, we probably were, but we didn't tell anyone.
I genuinely, when you just said milk bar, I was imagining, you know the milkman that used to come around with the milk jugs?
Yeah.
I was imagining there was a bar that he worked at and he just sold milk jugs.
No, it was called the milk bar.
Oh.
It was like where teenagers used to go and have coffee and that instead of the jukebox and all that.
Oh, a jukebox. Oh, it's proper giving Greece, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
So when
Absolutely.
going back to this hall, what was the setup? Do you remember what it looked like and how? What did Grandad say to you first? What did he say that made you interested in him?
He probably said push off to start with. No one else fancied him, so I went, I'll give her a go.
Is that actually true? Nobody else fancied him, so you gave to charity.
Yeah. I don't know, darling. You're talking about 60 years ago.
Oh,
I can't remember what I did yesterday.
no, that's quite concerned. Actually, that is true. I think we spoke yesterday, so I can tell you we did that.
Okay. I'll try and be serious. What will happen?
Okay, but what about... what do you know about dating in the 21st century?
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, okay. Do you think it's similar to what it was like, going to milk bars and...
I wouldn't have thought so, no.
Do you think it would be harder nowadays
They've
to
got
meet...
the internet now, haven't they?
Yeah, but what do you think of the internet?
Not a lot. Yeah, we can have internet. Like if you have a phone. Let's go around and put the money in and press button A or B.
I was really hoping you were going to give us some insightful information on what your thoughts are of dating now. Not that you are dating now, because you have been with Grandad for however many years.
I tell you that I used to take this in the pictures, and as bus kind of line. Just let me off at your stop and stay on the bus side.
Yeah, that's what you call dating in our
What did he
days.
say? Can you repeat that, please?
He said we used to go to the cinema, and on the pictures, on the way back on the bus, he used to let me off at my stop, and then he used to go off home on the bus. That's what you call a gentleman.
Is it? Wow, okay. So it's good to know that the idea of a gentleman hasn't changed in 60 years then. Because nobody will be walking me back to my house. They will be letting me off and being like, right, see you never.
Bye-bye.
Wow, okay. But what about dating apps? Do you have any opinions on dating apps?
No, go look for them yourself. You know what you're getting.
But where are you meant to find someone in this day and age?
In the pub?
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask you, if you had to go out dating now, where would you go and find someone?
In the pub.
Okay.
There's plenty of people out in the pub, but they don't do dances these days, do they? Oh, you're in the laundrette.
In the laundrette?
You never know, do they? Do that on EastEnders, don't they?
On EastEnders?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're going to find your true love. So basically what we've established is that I need to go to the laundrette to find my husband.
Yeah. Wash all your jeans like they did on the advert. Take them off, wash them. You've not seen the Levi advert?
What, and they stand there in their underwear? The Beyonce one?
Yeah, well, I don't know about the Beyonce one.
Well, she's singing in the beginning, and she says something about being in her Levi's, and she's like Levi jeans.
No, this was a bloke. He used to take his jeans off and put them in the machine and wash them and sit there within his underpants. Now that's more interesting, isn't it? Does this get edited, by the way?
Absolutely not. Nope.
Oh well, never mind.
Oh well, you know what it is. You know how we are. One take wonders. Actually, no, that could have been taken so wrong. Let's forget that. Let's forget that we just said that.
Okay.
Does Grandad remember while he's there in the background, because he's always listening? He's like, you know that person in Monsters Inc. where she's like, I'm always watching Mike Wazowski.
That's him.
Yeah, that's him.
He's always listening in the background.
Does he remember anything else differently to how you remember when you first met?
Do you remember anything different? I thought, who was irresistible, you or me? I found him irresistible. Who's Claire Cuckoo Land now he's in, isn't he? I think actually, Harry, get him signed up to that dementia home you're putting him in.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's good to know that you both have two very differing memories. You were forced to get with him because your friend was getting with someone else, and he says that he was irresistible to you.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Well, while Grandad's there, actually, while I've got you on the phone, where would he say to go and meet someone?
Where would you go and meet someone?
Yeah.
No, you don't want the internet and all that. Where would you go? To the pub?
You'd have to go to a bar somewhere like that.
Yeah, a bar.
Everything's done
on these dating apps, but you don't know who you're getting, do you?
You could get a serial killer.
Yeah. I like cereals, actually, anyway.
Some of these things that they do, like you go somewhere and have speed dating.
Speed dating.
Oh yeah, speed dating. That's a really good point, actually. I haven't even touched on that. I've never done speed dating.
Well, what were your granddaddy? It'd take him 10 minutes to get out of the chair.
He wouldn't be able to get... It'd just say, sorry, love, I'm going to have to sit here and eat my cheese sandwich a bit longer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what he's just said, mate.
Yeah.
Sandwich, no.
There is a...
They just sit in the same chair and let them come to him.
Oh, because he is irresistible, remember, though?
Yeah, right.
Thank you so much, Nan, and Grandad, for coming on the pod. Is there anything you'd like to say before I hang up on you?
Well, charming. This is going to hang up on the nice had enough.
Well, I've still got the rest of the episode to film.
Oh, okay then. Well, enjoy.
Oh, that's what you want to say. Do you want to leave with any wise wisdom for anyone in respect of dating?
Yeah, don't bother.
The reason Ben went with me that night Because when she went out, she forgot to take her white stick.
What? My gosh.
He ain't nice, is he?
He's not very nice, but maybe that's what you need in someone that's not nice. Maybe that's a long-lasting marriage.
Is that what it is?
How long have you two been married, actually, really quickly?
55 years.
And what's
this year.
what's the secret to a long-lasting marriage?
Well, neither of us can find the door, so we have to stay here. My cooking, Harry. Now you know what a good cook I am. It's my cooking. It's irresistible.
Right, well, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for all your help today. You've been absolutely terrific.
As usual. Yeah, horrific.
I will talk to you later on.
Okay.
Love you all. Bye. That was my grandparents, everyone. I feel like we learnt a lot there. There's a lot to dissect, actually. The milk bar. What is a milk? When I genuinely thought she meant where you would go to buy milk. But no, she means a milkshake bar. But then apparently they also sold coffee. So basically just a coffee shop. We both can't find the door. That's why we're still together. Wild. I know that my parents met at school, and then their new partners, I think they both met on a dating app. I don't know, but I was really hoping that my nan was going to come on here and my nan was going to give us some really important information about dating and be wisdomful and wise, but she didn't really give us much there. She was just herself, which I don't know what I should have expected from her. I was expecting her to come out with something like amazing. But she did. She also did just say, don't bother. But they do have a point. I mean, these dating apps I've spoke about, I, as particularly, spend so much time on them on a day-to-day basis. If I looked at my screen time, dating apps are probably up there in the top 5 apps that I use, which is not something that I would be proud of to say, but I've just said it, so I was clearly proud enough to say it. I think, no. Maybe for a straight person, I'm making it sound as if dating as a gay guy is so difficult. I don't think it's as difficult as I make it out to be. I think you could make it easier if you wanted to, if you went to, gay bars and stuff like that. But I do find gay culture is a lot of hookups and a lot of open relationships and no disrespect or anything towards anyone that is that and is happy in that. But that's just not for me. I've been there, done that. I don't, as I would say, wore the t-shirt. It's not for me. But if I was to go to a bar, I'd probably start chatting to... I chat with everyone. I have a podcast, literally, where I chat to myself and a camera for 40-odd minutes a week. So I could easily talk to people, and I've always been told this. I've always been told if I go on Big Brother... Get me on Big Brother, by the way. If there was a casting agent anywhere, get me on Big Brother, because I would either be eliminated first because I would annoy everyone, or I would win the whole show. And if I do end up on Big Brother, please someone find this episode, clip it, and come back and put it on Twitter, X, whatever it's called, and tell everyone that I was right on this, because if I won it, if I didn't win it, then don't find this clip, because there would be no evidence. We would just pretend it didn't actually happen. I feel like I chatted, again, so much about nothingness, which is literally my podcast. My podcast is me chatting about nothingness, just for the sake of it, because I can chat. Oh my God, I've been watching The Simpsons, and absolutely obsessed with The Simpsons again. The new seasons, I've watched the old ones before and I'm restarting them on Disney Plus, but the new seasons are actually really fun. It's really weird seeing, because I remember growing up with The Simpsons, we would have to go to bed, we'd watch The Simpsons at 7, and then The Simpsons would finish 7:30, 8 maybe, and we would have to go to bed. So I always remember that I would get ready for bed, watch The Simpsons, and then go to bed. That was my routine. Not as a teenager or an adult, by the way. I'm talking as a child. Just making that a very big clarification here, because I don't still do that. Although last night I did watch The Simpsons go to bed, but that wasn't at 7:30. My point is, I don't know how I brought The Simpsons into dating. Oh, I was talking about how The Simpsons is kind of interesting now, seeing them do like modern day episodes with. They had a Tesla and they were talking about a Frank, and I just was like, wow, a Frank. Yeah, I would love would I prefer a Frank or a trunk? I think I'd want a trunk because I think a dump trunk. No, I want a dump truck, not a dump truck. Dump truck, not dump trunk. But it's just weird seeing them do modern day stuff because I just remember growing up with The Simpsons. Yeah, wild. That also had nothing to do with dating. I feel like, I actually wrote down some things before this episode. I wrote down, how can I find a man? And maybe that's for you guys to tell me. My nan's told me I need to go to a bar. My granddad's told me to go to... Oh no, she said to go to a pub. He said to go to a bar. I don't want to be on dating apps, but I feel that is the way that you meet people these days. And also, I've met some of the most amazing people on dating apps. I've also met some of the worst people on dating apps. And we can definitely go into them at another time. But it's interesting how, I wouldn't say that it's easy to go out and meet someone as a gay guy in a bar or a pub. I do feel that you have to kind of rely on these apps to meet people. But also, I know that Bumble, I'm sure it's Bumble or one of them, or I think maybe Tinder does it as well. You can say you just want friends and you can be on apps just to find friends. I think it was Bumble because I was watching the Gabby Petito documentary on Netflix and I'm sure she was on Bumble making a friend. I'm sure that was what she was on. But I know that you can do that. So maybe dating apps aren't all bad and maybe they are good for people to kind of meet friends. But I think in general, dating apps as a whole are horrific. They are superficial. They are a torrent to society. Is that the right word? Have Black Mirror done an episode on dating apps? I feel like they probably have, but I just can't think of it. I'm going to have to go away and watch that now, and if they have done one, because it would be interesting to see what their take is and whether that is similar to my take. But I think in conclusion about dating apps, I just find them a chore. I find them tiring. I find them something that I have to kind of sit and think about being on and almost treat as a chore, which is just not the way that it should be. You should be able to kind of flow and have a chat with someone organically, and then that's the way that it progresses, not being... Yeah. I think I've just uncovered a new thing for me, guys. I think we've just really changed my perspective. We haven't. After this episode, I'm going to go on a dating app still. I'm probably going to go on Hinge and I'm probably going to swipe for like 5 minutes. But you know what? That's okay because I'm allowed to do it because I'll probably delete Hinge in a week's time. I just want to say thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I'm having so much fun filming these. I'm having so much fun making them. If you don't know, you can follow me on Instagram at... What is my actual Instagram? I made an Instagram for the pod to post clips and stuff of the pod. And I don't know how to do that yet, but I will learn how to do that. You can follow me on goodboy_pod. That's goodboy_pod. I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like, comment, and rate the podcast, share it with all your friends, so that more people can get in on the conversation. Don't forget to let me know what emoji you would identify as, and where you think I should go to meet a guy. I will see you all next week for another riveting conversation. Thank you so much for listening. Bye!